quorum on the issue, whether or not there's a quorum on the issue, you only have 2 votes tonight for this. You only have two votes of the body. That's a problem.
So, the problem then is in.
The problem is that you wouldn't be able to have a majority of the legislative body approving this.
So we just need to come, if the proponent so desires, we'll just maybe come back to the next regular meeting, assuming there was a quorum.
Right, which would be in 2 weeks. Is that right? Well, Councilmember Squires identifies a problem, and in the course of all this discussion, it's one that wasn't raised.
Well, you and I talked about it earlier. I was actually thought you might bring it up to him, but.
Chime in. So I have an article open here per Government Code Section 66452.6. There's an automatic extension once they request that extension of 60 days, and it says or longer is necessary to proceed with that extension. So there's no risk of this map actually expiring since they've requested the extension. So you have that option to move it out to whatever meeting.
Come back in June when Councilmember Arnold's.
When you have a quorum to make that vote. So this map is still valid until the legal, you guys have that ability to make a valid vote.
It provides a grace period for instances like this.
We'll look into that grace period.
Okay, so then this is tabled until further notice, or until brought back by the administrator.
Yeah, with the code section noted, and,
We schedule for, a meeting in June.
And I'll be gone this first, I'll be back the 11th, I'll be out of town from the 6th till the 11th.
We'll schedule it accordingly.
All right, Anita, I'll take you out to dinner that night.
When we look at this, because I also see the proposed zoning, in parentheses, high density residential. So I have questions about that, so.
The zoning's not an issue tonight, there's no zoning decision tonight, the zoning's already done. It's just the map.
Okay, so it says proposed zoning, and then it lists this, so that's what I have concerns about, so maybe.
Where do you see proposed zoning?
Right? So are we not doing that tonight here, proposed zoning, right here?
Yeah,
No.
I'm sorry, that's just from the previous staff report. The zoning was adopted in 23.
Okay,
Yeah. So all that's before you tonight is a map extension. The zoning it exists, and I apologize for that.
okay, that's very confusing, but thank you for clarifying that.
And this gives council members plenty of time between now and when it's taken up in June, to advance further questions.
Yes. See.
Thank you.
Okay, so this is tabled then for tonight. Thank you, everybody. Moving on to item C, discussion action, SB1 project list for California Transportation Commission.
But Mr. Mayor and Council, while my name is on this staff report, I think I'd like to defer to our engineer for presentation.
Yeah, so this is another routine action by the council. So every year we are required to submit our project list for our projected use of the SB1 funds, that we receive. So again, pretty typical, we submit a list, with the resolution, there's one item on it, it's citywide street maintenance. We used to get very specific with what we were gonna try and spend this money on, but it's such a small amount that this, they allowed us to make this change. We've been doing it for like the last 3 or 4 years now. So that gives your public works the, ability to fix your potholes. You can also, piggy bank it, so you get a larger amount, so that you can do a bigger project, overlay, some kind of, something more substantial. But, again, this is just a formality so that you receive your SB1 funds. You are projected this fiscal year 25-26 to get $51,503 in SB1 taxes.
That's about the same as it is last year,
Yep.
or exactly the same as it was last year.
I think it varies a little bit.
No,
I could go back and look, but
It
it's.
doesn't matter, it's not that
Yeah,
different.
we're probably talking dollars, not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, any questions for Dave?
No, but I have a question for Cliff. What are the other funding that we have for maintenance, road maintenance specifically?
We have, a number of different, street funds. And based on my, discussion with our former, accountant, we should have some, and I need to confirm this with our engineer, but I think that we have identified an aggregate totals of about $800,000 in terms of the balances of the existing funds that could be applied potentially to, pavement replacement, street repair. And so that is one of the things that I wanted to confirm with, our engineer. And I talked to him just this evening about having that budget discussion so that I can bring that information into our budget workshop on the 27th of this month and shape with council a plan of attack for a target budget for street repair. Hopefully as early as the late summer, early fall.
Okay.
And these monies would be potentially applied to that also.
So do they roll over year after year?
They
So if
do.
we don't spend them,
They do.
we're not gonna lose them?
And it is usual and customary that communities like Biggs or Ridley will, execute on a plan for pavement replacement. Then, depending on the revenue condition, press pause in the next year, and then come back to that plan the year thereafter, once funds build back up and allow for, another round of pavement replacement and street repair.
And maybe this is a question for the other council members. Do we have a plan for road maintenance or any facility maintenance somewhere listed for last year, the year before? Do we have anything like that?
So we have a road maintenance, plan or map, what is it, what's it, quick, John?
Pavement management plan?
Okay, yeah, thanks.
I haven't seen it in quite a few years. I think that was a trend thing that he
Yeah,
did.
it was.
And so, it's probably been expired and on top of.
It is, I have reviewed it, it's in a binder, and it was nicely done.
Yeah.
However, we're really starting from scratch with
okay.
this. And the first installment on that plan development really is assessing, what we, how much funding can we pull together from the different pools of funds that we have. Develop that budget and then work with our engineer and our superintendent of public works and the council to identify, within the scope of that budget, what can we get done, how much can we get done? And, you know, it is going to be a prevailing wage project. There's no escaping that. It's going to be an expensive, circumstance, and it's just one that we have to tackle, and follow the rules and implement the plan. But again, the 27th is when I'm planning to do that budget study session. We can begin that pavement replacement discussion in earnest there.
Thank you, because I was looking at how we could do that, because as you said, this is gonna be such a huge task with very little money. So we were looking at maybe, sharing, leasing equipment with another town, to see if we could save money there, but we can't commingle funds. So that's out, and so everything I feel like, you know, we're looking at maybe, I think it's chip paving or something like that. I don't know if that's possible, so we're looking into those kind of things, but I just feel like we keep hitting a brick wall to get this done, but I just think we still need to look forward and come up with ideas. There has to be something, because our potholes are dangerous, we have safety risk, where people are gonna be hurt, and, so we need to look at that.
I agree.
Thank you.
Okay,